The fact that it's the 200th podcast, kind of amazing to me.
Lifelong farmer. Let's start there.
When I graduated from college, my dad asked me if I wanted to go to work for him. I said no, but I'll be your partner. The first tractor that I sold back in 1968 was a 4020 John Deere. Today, the productivity of the equipment is a major change. When you look at it from 50-year plus point of view, farming and agriculture production is a very competitive world. Every one of the technology, one degree or another, creates a more efficient operation. It either saves money on inputs or labor.
Welcome to the first episode of Audio Equipment Company's Agriculture Technology Podcast, a podcast about agriculture, technology, and everything Audio Equipment Company.
John Deere's been on the cutting edge of the planter technology for many years. They have had variable rate seeding for many years. Where we're at nowadays, it's very easy to use.
I think we are the driest continent on Earth. Much of the inland of Australia is arid and semi-arid. For all of our production systems, typically water is one of our most limiting factors.
Today we are going to be talking with Greg Peterson, who most people know as Machinery Pete. What is that used economy? What does that look like for precision agriculture equipment?
Oh, Tony, that's one of the most fascinating things that we're tracking right now. I would say it's extremely vibrant.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about what the Gen 4 family of displays is?
It's essentially a completely all new operating system and display from John Deere. And it is the next generation of displays, and it's the display that's going to essentially be the foundation into the future for John Deere.
Farmers do seem to be quite interested in different kinds of sensor technologies. What that data that's being collected by the sensors they have in their field is saying to them about what their practices should be.
Why does a farmer in West Central Minnesota start a YouTube channel?
I started it just to try and reach people and try to reach consumers and reach non-farmers about what really goes on the farms out here and why we do the things we do.
We have the ability to look into alerts and different codes that are being thrown to help customers proactively determine what's going on with their machines. There's just a lot that we can do based on that connection, so we've developed a department kind of around what's going on with that.
When did this all come about to be able to automatically turn on a headlamp?
So several years ago, we had what we call a Gen 3 display, or a Gen 2, a 2600 or 2630. And that was able to do the same sorts of things, but a little more difficult to set up. So now we've just got another version of it and much easier to set up and operate.
And while Gus is out spraying, I'm going to have my pickup truck with the laptop computer inside and a bubble trailer hooked up to my pickup truck. And I'm going to go over to the pump and I'm going to fill the bubble trailer, mix my materials into it, drive back to where Gus is spraying, and then when Gus pulls up for its refill, I'm right there to load it. It'll take me 3 to 5 minutes to load it, and then I hit resume and spraying again.
Why did Dad make that decision to go to no-till?
He had done some research, and they did on their soybean ground, and it worked. They got that desirable seed bed, but they also had lower inputs.
Late 1990s, early 2000s, we're starting to be able to precisely know where the tractor is in the field, and we saw how important that was in agriculture.
With the growing population on the planet, the demand for more and more production is going to continue. World and leaders and everything else, they all crash and burn, but people still got to eat. Being part of that change is going to be tremendously exciting going forward, as it is today.
What advice do you have to these young kids? Maybe they don't know anything about the agriculture industry. What could help them brighten their future?
Give it a try. If you can create the passion within yourself that you really love what you do, man, work just becomes a joy. You got to follow your passion and your desires.